Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. Last time you were here, we spiked and we got a nice 3-0 in a vintage cube draft. We're in the waiting room for Strixhaven. So before too much time goes on, before we get a new cube draft, before we want to try some of the new cards in Legacy, we're going to do a little bit of vintage cube. And this is the last one that will be heavy Ninja Turtles. After this, they should remove as many of the cards as they can that are not on theme or in flavor. Oh, Egotist, thank you for the follow. Are you here for Vintage Cube or are you here for Strixhaven spoiler talk? This is the morning everything has been spoiled completely, so there might be some cards I haven't seen yet. Because to be honest, I will not know what all of the cards are until after uh, finishing the set review. As a watcher, I contribute nothing to the set review. I do observe. And I need to watch it closer because I had watched the set review going into Ninja Turtles and then in pre-release tried to ninjutsu, and because Revolt and Disappear are the same thing, I assumed that ninjutsu and sneak were the same thing, but they like added it to spells. It's apparently not the case, and so I tried to do some sneaky stuff. So I can't watch those on the side. I gotta kind of commit better. Witherbloom Charm. There it is. Show me. Like, this is just too good. Between the Witherbloom Command and the Witherbloom Charm, I think that we'll have some legs for um, revamping. What is the stupid thing? Lantern Control. Because Witherbloom Command is not specified non-land. So with Urza Saga's trigger on the stack, you get the free sack. It's also a 2-mana removal spell for everything in the top 2 decks, which feels pretty good. I'm nervous that it won't be good enough against the Blink deck because Philia is there. So if you have Command, not Charm, then you're cooked. All right, we've got one more, but let's see if we build in. All right, there's 3 of us. So if we go to collection and modern, do I have a Lantern control deck. What is in here that was banned? The One Ring. Okay. But if we turn these into the command, then we're looking at a deck that is pretty nice, really. So Void Mirror, we don't want, but we've got. Hey, Red Shirt! I am very excited for Strixhaven. We were just looking at a little bit of spoiler. But Witherbloom Charm is the card that I'm excited about. It being instant speed is very important. And my goal is to try and give a little bit of life to the Lantern control deck. I don't know. My biggest problem, the only thing I didn't like about Final Fantasy and the original Strixhaven is that the archives were all too powerful. And this one, I don't know that they are. Like, you have Force of Will and very powerful commandery cards, but I don't know that it increases the power level of the threats. Like, Jessica's Will is not great in two-player. Like, I do like Armageddon. But, so I'm sitting here saying, oh, do you see this new set? It's got Strixhaven cards that I want to put into Lantern control, which is notoriously a deck that people are not thrilled with. The best part about it for me is the okay, so for Armageddon, my very first commander deck I built had both Armageddon and Ravages, and I had Forgotten Lore. Is that the card? But anyway, I cast Armageddon. Hmm. So I built a Miracle Grow in Pioneer, as on Pioneer, in pre-modern to kind of vamp up my ability to play, and it is a lot of fun. And I was playing, and somebody says, "I don't know, understand how you ever win against Bird." And we were playing, and I had two Quirion Dryads out, and I was down at like 3 health, and so that chain. I was like, "Ooh, swords, target Quirion Dryad number 2," and I gained like 16 health, and I was like, "Okay, that'll work." But it plays 2 Armageddons and 4 Mox Diamonds, and pitching a wow, this filled up quick. Okay, great. Um, all right, interesting. So this is a pod draft. So we know we're gonna play against the people we've matched into. First pick Cradle is a very hard commit very early, but Walk-in Closet is likely to wheel. Library of Alexandria is a great card, but that means that we are building a slow deck into a deck that will be faster. So I'm kind of on. I think I'm picking a land here, and there are a couple of good ones. I don't think that Cradle is as good in this cube as it has been in past. And like Sheldock Isle means that we're going into blue, but not good enough to. Yeah, I think we'll take the Cradle on spec, but I think Cradle, Library, Sheldock are all incredible cards. Cradle is the hardest commit, but seems to be okay. If we took a Cradle, Green Sun is better, but Scythe Cat Club is our kind of threat. So if we take Cub, we can have flats, canopy, Green Sun. Like, Cat is exactly what we're looking for, and our room, our Cradle room will likely wheel. So we're starting to build right. We do want fetch lands and we do want land synergies, so taking an Arid Mesa over a Hex Drinker is a consideration. Lelia is good if we're going to be green-blue. Urza Saga is threats. If we take Hex Drinker, Mesa wheels, Lelia's picked. What are we looking at? Maybe Bauble, maybe Ritual? But I think we have to take a bunch of creatures up front to make sure we can turn Cradle on. So we are definitely a lower power deck geared in because we cannot reliably get our Cradle. But Hex Drinker mana, we already have our infinite mana payoff and we have our Flood Out payback. I am definitely with you there, Redshirt. I think that that is a good call. And on that spec, I am leaning more towards the Lelia Red Splash. If that's the case, what do we want out of this pack if we assume we are not blue? We're not blue in drawing cards. We're not splashing Fallen Shinobi, even though I want to. I love that. So Wandering Emperor and Chandra seem like the picks here. I think that the Chandra is better than Wandering Emperor. Wandering Emperor plays better with Gaia's Cradle. And there was the green-white card in pack 2. So if I take Emperor, that is removal base interaction and allows me to take Pride. So I'm going to spec on Emperor, and then we will likely lament the Chandra. Okay. Ursine Monstrosity is fine. Haywire Might is decent. And Firebolt is the other consideration. So Haywire Might does more creatures. How good are we at turning on the Monstrosity? Is it just Get Lost? So I think if I take Monstrosity, Might could wheel, and then Get Lost plays into our white removal spec. So we'll pass on the white removal for now, and we'll take the Monstrosity, hoping to wheel the Might. Ooh, into Grist. We might be... Grist? Monstrosity seems great. Okay. getting excited about Grist because I love Grist. We have a green-white duel. We have a Chariot. Those are very powerful cards. Are they better than Grist? I don't think so. Grist is like, yeah, this is exactly what we're looking for. Let's see. Luris, we can't companion. We are not blue. We might be white. I don't think that we have enough spells to turn on the witch. And we're not black enough to do doomsday things. So we'll take Wistfulness here. Now we'll take the Iceberg. I don't know. This is a low percentage pick. It looks like we're not white. Okay. Questing Beast is great. Yavimaya is great. Enduring Innocence is pretty meh. Bloodghast is interesting. So that's 4. So we only get one of these. Yavimaya helps fixing, but we are so heavy green, I don't think that'll be a problem for us. Questing Beast answers a lot of issues. So we do have the Bloodbraid Challenger on the wheel. Teferi wheeling is odd. Yeah, with Grist and Luris, that is probably a consideration, especially if we're considering white. We'll take the Unexpectedly Absent. Lava Spur and Mindstone are fine, but we are so color dependent, I don't think. This is the card I was looking at. So we might be green-white splash. It stinks not taking this Canopy, but I don't think that the Fabricate... Okay. Are we... Maybe this is our time to, you know, get off the proverbial pot. Because this is reach, but I think we need another mana payoff. Interesting. I think Phyrexian Tower appeals to me here. It's a land, of course it appeals to me, but it converts and accelerates mana, which is something we want to do. And Town Greeter on the wheel is good. Bleachborn Verge does allow us to do our green-white splash. I think between Grist and Ursine, I'm taking the Greeter. And we'll take the removal. We were considering Get Lost before. What did we take over it? The Monstrosity? Sweet. So fixing is important, and we know what kind of colors we are. Verdant Crossroads, good fetch for Scythecat, gets Grist, or... Yeah, and maybe the Lush Portico will wheel. Maybe the Emperor of Bones is better than the fixing, and then we can start prioritizing. Because Wandering Emperor does trigger the Emperor of Bones in a slow fashion. Yeah, I think that there is enough fixing that we will get something on the wheel. And if we are committing to those colors, we need more effort. Ajani is interesting. We won't ever have the white, or won't ever have the red permanent. But Scrubland is interesting. And it does go wide, and we do have sack outlets. So here's where we have options. Bright Glass gets one thing. Ajani is decent. I think this is the last time we can pass on fixing though. So we can do green, white, or both off colors, or one of our ons. So both of our fixings. Formidable Speaker is interesting. It does find grist. Windswept Heath is fixing though. I don't think we're black enough to do Lily, but Windswept Heath on fixing works for me. And there's a chance that we see the speaker on the wheel. Okay, here's a couple of good things. That is not good enough. I like Titania, I like Reprieve, I like Pilgrim. Pilgrim fixing color and being a low one drop for Cradle is where we want to be. Reprieve is where I'm hoping we'll see on the wheel. Titania I don't expect, but would be nice. And then I think Tide Hollow is too color intense, but I'd be happy taking it. Nantuko seems decent. Deathclaw is good, but I think that in the Gaia's Cradle deck, I'd rather have the Nantuko. There's the Witherbloom Apprentice. We didn't take the combo piece with it, but we can make sure that we don't have to play against the combo. So we can hate draft the Witherbloom Apprentice, or we can take an Oust. Like, I think Oust is better than hate drafting because it answers the problem that we'd be facing. Interesting. This tutors, but we won't ever get to use the red. So this is 2 mana Scry, mana fixing, or mana fixing that is also creature. I think I'm just going to take the Shrine. We've got Wandering Emperor. We are pretty heavy white splash. Okay, so Portico did wheel. It stinks passing on a path, but we need to be able to cast all of our spells. And the Scrubland wheels, great. So we were never punished. I think that the tutor targets for Bright Glass Gearhulk are not good enough. And now we have enough fixing. And now we have enough fixing. And now we have, okay. Hey, Jesus! 40 stream streak. I am doing very well. We are taking the speaker because it tutors for grist. I like Sierra Paragon too. Sarah Paragon, but interesting. This is 3 mana removal or creature target hate. Our removal's pretty decent. But right now this is a lot for just a grist splash. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black sources. Oh, that's great. I'm happy about that. I'm not sure if we're casting this, but if we do, then okay, that's why I'm happy about it. We should be able to. Somebody could have been living my dream. We need some early game. We do not want balance, so we are kind of on Fable. We are making tokens though with Elspeth Storm Slayer and Springheart Nantuko on fun things. Like we've got options. Vindicate also decent, but I think Storm Slayer's the pick. Even though Fable is here, it is a nice mana sink, but we already have one, and this is a finisher. So this I am choosing for the 0 mode. Okay. I want Strip Mine. I like... Oh, Ice Till is... Oh. That means that if we take Ice Till, we have to pass Strip Mine. So we'll take Strip Mine, but then we don't get Ice Till, and Ice Till plus Scythe Cat is pretty good. Oh, goodness. I wish I could take 2. Interesting. I think because we're trying to be 3 colors, we'll pass the Strip Mine, but somebody else is already on it. So we'll take away an additional loop for him, because this plays better with the Cub and the Nantuko and our mill. Ooh, I like Overlord. That is just our pick. I suppose there's a consideration for Voltborn, because Voltborn plus Springheart... Yeah, we're getting to a point where we are close to milling out. So it's one of these two. The Titania didn't wheel, so I feel good about our Ice Till pick. So we'll just lean into our Black Splash a little bit. There is Sword of the Meek and Brain Freeze. We are pretty weak to a lot of things. Bristly Bill eats removal, or we can take another piece of fixing. I think because we've got the landfall sub-theme going, I'm good taking Bill. Ooh, Rite of the Reliquary. That seems where we're going. Yeah. Like, Sack Outlet with the Johnny, that works. Pest Infestation is big. Xander's Lounge is not in our fetch pool currently. And then we don't have anything to do with Fast Bond. So I'm on Sam or Pest. I think that Pest Infestation Gaia's Cradle can bail us out of games we wouldn't have won. Interesting. An artifact creature works for the monastery. I don't know that we're playing it. We'll start this maybe pile. Overlord seems great. This is fetchable and black. This is tokens and go wide. So I'm kind of in on either of these two. Our 4s are a little heavy. I think 4 power for... Because our finisher grants flying, I'd rather have Sandstorm than Overlord, because we have nothing to blank. And the Fable wheels... And so now we're feeling comfortable. Jacked Rabbit, interesting. Jacked Rabbit or Super Shredder. They both demand answers, and we might be cutting black, so I think we take the Jacked Rabbit. And we'll take additional removal, or do we want the incidental life gain? the card advantage or the drain? I think that on the eats removal path, we're good. I'm curious what the pods are going to look like. Somebody is definitely in the lands deck because we gave them Fast Bond plus Zuran Orb and Room. So hopefully they are happy. We've got some cuts. So Town Greeter feeds. So if we're looking like this, so what if we are not white? Lands are great. There was a topic of the day circulating around. I've definitely drafted lands to the point where I didn't have. Yeah, I think that our white is too powerful to cut. We are going to have some mana woes. But we've got depth in white. Yeah, we didn't get enough of the land stuff to run. but Get Lost is better than Infernal Grasp. What else did I add back? So we have 9 black sources. And 7 white. And then we'll keep Pest Infestation out in game 1. We have a bunch of payoffs for mana. I don't even know what the modes on Fable are. A 2/3, a 4/5, protection from your opponents. Great. So both of our 1-drops are the mana sinks we need. Chess and Magic. That sounds like a good guy. All right, on the draw with a relatively low power deck. Oust is a fine set, and Springheart Nantuko will fix for a minute. So we'll keep this. We are land heavy, but we do need them. That's a land. So we had 2 options. Both are landfall-based ones, Bristly Bill and Springheart Nantuko. I don't know if it matters. My goal is to have Gaia's Cradle out next turn anyway. Should I have played Bristly Bill? Possibly, but I think that one answers or requires an answer more definitely, and this goes a little bit wider. So if they, commit an answer to this, I'd rather have Bill at the end of the day than Nantuko, even though Nantuko can bestow and gain a little bit later. So I think this one is less likely to be answered, or if it is an answer that I would rather have Bill out for. So they get 4 life, 4 creatures a turn. So right will start us on the chain, or we can get 1 additional damage in this turn. I think we have to go over the top or we lose. So if I go Bayou White, we miss out on a counter. Now we can bill land symbiote and start drawing. Hey, Christmas, good to see you. So I'm not attacking into their 5 toughness. So I guess it's 6 toughness total. Do you guys remember when we tried to do this and it didn't work? We just couldn't stabilize. Being on the play with a Mox, getting it on 3, like, hats off to the opponent. It'll be interesting to see how many they attack with. They're just trying to close it out. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in play, and they can make another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I get a fetch land, I am dead. So we cannot get a fetch. So Cradle is good for 6. That makes it 7. 8, 9, 10. So if we shock in, we go to 12, and then they have to throw some of these under buses. This means I can save whatever it is with Get Lost, and white can sacrifice to get in. I think if they don't have Solitude, this is lethal. Okay, if they tap out, they need to remove the thing, because this has trample. So I think this is good, right? Because that's 7, 14, 28, 29, 30, 31. If we can steal this with our artifact hate in the side, we come out looking like pretty smart and handsome folk. All right. They have to win 2 games now in 15 minutes, and their combo is pretty click intensive. Let's see if we can't figure out how to do this better. Hey, your artifact hate, your artifact hate, your artifact hate. Yeah, and I'm not taking innocuous game actions to try and make it so they will time out, but it looks like I might be able to leverage the clock into pressuring them to make a bad play. So that is target creature. This is target creature. It looks like they have no creatures. I expect more hate. Emperor of Bones is graveyard hate. I like that. But Oust and Get Lost seem bad. I expect them to have T3, but that's what Questing Beast is for. Soaring the Great. These stream streaks are insane. So we got 50, 75, and 90 so far. And 40, 50, 75, 90. You guys are dedicated. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Leyline Binding might be one too many. Maybe Leyline Binding is better than Unexpectedly Absent just because of White Pip. So our low power deck on the draw still got there. Lush Portico, Scry, Overlord, Mill, Speaker, Prophet. We did hover a 6 in draft, and having 6 would have been nice for this. But I was like, oh, this looks terrible. And I was like, actually, set up. We have our cradle that we built the deck around. Like, this, we can do this. So if we don't surveil this away, we can shock in and then save the fetch for a cat. I'll have to see what the VOD says, because I think I was doing... Actually, if I take this, shock in, next turn I can play Nantuko, and then Windswept Heath, fetch Formidable Speaker away, and then I can hardcast Balemerc. So I'll keep that on top. Because I think I was taking Fixing at that point in the draft, because I was pretty starved, and our deck still doesn't have the stuff it needs. Sure. The amount of damage we need to deal has decreased drastically. So they showed us blue-white last time, so I think the red is just off-color Moxen for ramp, but they showed us 0 removal as well, so I'm not sure what to expect. It might not be the right thing to do to set up for the Overlord. If that's the case, what am I tutoring up with Speaker? Because I want Grist, but that might not be correct. So when you said desert, it's not desert land type. It is a cube where it has like a few extra lands. Because I think that there are not enough lands in these decks or in these packs for that to fire. Ooh. That would be cool. I missed the full 16. Yeah, so figure and hex drinker are close. So hex stringer is 9, figure is 6, 9, 10, and it's only one additional power. So I'll have 5, 10. So I can do, I think I take hex drinker because I can turn it on and play Bill. Because I can go Bill, Cradle, tap Cradle for, or yeah, hex drinker, Bill, Cradle, and then I'll have 6, 7, 9. Yeah. So I'll take hex drinker here. And then we've got Overlord to dig afterwards. And we just need to fade a board wipe, but big hex drinker is enough to finish. Right, because they go to 10, and then they go to 8, and it gets in for 6. So they have to go infinite. And then Bail Merc is good next turn. They have drawn an awful lot of cards, though. Okay, so that puts them to 7. Ooh. I think we did it. Because Show and Tell allows us to sneak in Hex Drinker, and then with Cradle Formidable Speaker, we have. Yeah. If we put in Hex Drinker, we win. Right? Because we put him to 9. Whenever land you control enters. Yeah, because then we can play Bristly Bill, kill the Formidable Speaker, we're good. Awesome. That was a cool line from them. Phantasmal image to copy my formidable speaker. All right, so this can't get blocked. Those two do. That gets in. That's 7, 10. Man. There we go. That was a pretty weak deck, and we saw a lot of powerful cards in our opponent's deck, so glad we were able to squeak that one out. There's still one going. They've only played one game, which is not a good sign for us. But now we get to talk about spoilers again. Oh, man. The show and tell Emrakul, we win? Very fun. Yeah, unfortunately this is Vintage Cube and we saw 0 power. So it means somebody else has power in their deck, and I can't imagine it's the people who have lost. Yeah, I'd like to believe that, but I don't think that we're quite that lucky. So if we're in on Lantern, we can cut these. We assume these are the new Witherbloom command. And then we need to hard hate on the flash deck, so we want Torpor Orbs. And then additional Pithing Needle, not necessary. Grafdigger's Cage. Maybe this needs to be... Yeah. So we don't want Soul Guide. What we want is Ghost Vacuum. Ghost Vacuum, Elixir, Haywire Might. And then Torpor Orb stops Amulet and Blink, or stifles Blink anyway. And then the Curse Totem is just for Yogg now. But between Cage and Totem, that feels okay. What am I trying to Chalice hate? I don't think anything. I think EE is... So if I side like that, and then we also have to add... 3 is probably enough. But I think swapping out the Assassin's trophies for... Oh boy, our match started. For this new Witherbloom command, or Witherbloom charm, I am excited about it. Because it draws in through. Like, everything about this is good. I might even be able to cut... No, I don't want to cut Elixir, but... So I will test this for science, and then if it is as impossible as I think, then we'll run it back one of the next couple of weeks. But I've got a few legacy lists I want to do next week. But now we are back to our regularly scheduled programming. I will keep any cub hand. I wish I had a little bit more juice, but Backstreet will help find it. And so we've got cub on 2, beast on 4, anything in between. Oh, all right. Not bad, opponent. Hitting me with the post turn 1 time twister with the good luck have fun. I don't think so. Interesting. I think I ship it. I think hitting untapped land is very important. It looks like they have more options. I think that they initially tried to cast a spell, but have to sacrifice City of Zernor before they do so. Oh, they're looking for green. Oh, that was cool. That works. What am I playing? Just a Johnny and threaten? So I think they attack in through this because Johnny's going to flip off the tower anyway. Because that's mana, I'm actually not even going to flip it. Okay. So our options are bones, right. Yeah. So if we shock in, play bones, trigger cat, we can get white, sacrifice the copy token to get cradle, and then we've got a 4/4. Yeah. I would like to start eating their lands after this. Maybe they don't block. They should totally block. I'm not trading Emperor. But we've got a 4/4 out in front. We've got a Planeswalker they have to pressure. And now we can start to deploy our hand. That was poorly sequenced by me. Hey, Tuscan, good to see you. Occult. Wanchitong. Interesting. Oh, that is big enough that it threatens a Johnny. Bummer. But with Emperor of Bones, I can... Oh, this is fun. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun, chat. Do you see the line that I just got excited about? We can Emperor of Bones, exile a Johnny, and then post-combat, use the Bristly Bill trigger to put a counter on Emperor of Bones to bring back the Ajani, and then sacrifice the cat token to Phyrexian Tower to make extra mana. That's so good. That's so, opponent. What are you doing? Don't you see this very complicated line in a very complicated game? This makes me very happy. They flashed it out. Into your tapped out Keen-Eyed Curator, opponent. Opponent! You're gonna hate yourself. This could also be bad. Those were great. Why won't it flip? No, I think you get the real creature. Oh, wow, they weren't tapped out. I just missed everything. I said they were tapped out. I saw the Zuran Orb that said that didn't tap for mana. I was just gloating prematurely. Yeah, I was looking at their mana and just merged the two of these into one non-mana producing card. Man, I was so excited about that. I can't believe I missed the open mana. It didn't wind up mattering, but what a bummer. Our opponent has a lot of the cards we were looking for, so we need our mana base to function just as well. I love Kirk's other thumb. There's a lot of uncards like Ashnod's Coupon. I think are fantastic. I think they cooked a little too hard for stickers, attractions, and nonsense. But Kirk's other thumb is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Let's see. They had a lot of stuff. I think I want the Pest Infestation against their stuff. So I think Questing Beast less important, Wandering Emperor more important. And I need an early board presence. This Nantuko has been fantastic. We'll take the 41 special on this. Arwen is my question, and I don't think I need the lifelink because she is too small. But the Pest Infestation going wide is important. So I've got a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news. Good news is you guys are getting like 9 episodes a week. The extra unlocked bonus episodes, you had one hit today, you had one on Wednesday, you had one on Sunday. Like, there's a lot of extra content. That's good news. The bad news is it means we have to make the extra content. And so in about 2 hours, we'll probably do this one and one more. I am going to call stream a little early because I am going to be involved in recording an additional episode. So we'll have to figure out how to balance that out for you guys. But it's a lot of fun stuff going on. Did anybody hop in the Discord and see the behind the scenes stuff from yesterday? Scythe Club Nantuko, don't mind if I do. We need any additional land, but yeah, this hand seems good. We just would like white at some point. All right. Our any land is not going well. Hey, that is any land, and that is a Springheart Nantuko plus Oust. So we can Nantuko Oust. They'll draw replay if they can. Perfect. Good luck, have fun. Thank you, I will. All right, 2-0 going into the finals. I thought this deck was pretty bad, so I am glad it is doing well. It helps that we have seen Gaia's Cradle as much as we have. I think that this deck is pretty flimsy if we don't have that level of power fast mana. So if I'm doing pod drafts, how do you guys want to kill time in between matches like this? Has anyone ever done words on stream before? You don't have to tell me twice, King Cow. I like a Slay the Spire. Ooh. I wonder if content is if double queuing for content is okay. But we have some Slay the Spire. We'll see where we are. Oh, who is the daily challenge? Ironclad? It looks like they still haven't fixed the scoring bug for daily challenges. All right, King Cow, you're the mastermind behind this. Who do you want for a champion? Necro? I like Necro. Ooh. Scissors. Free remove over Niao's Fury. But you don't have to play this card right Niao. We'll take the cut. All right. We got to go fast. This thing's a pain in the butt. Ooh. That makes me more. Even if it was like 3 life, I'm happy to play it. So I want a late merchant. And I like my unknowns. So that's 3, 4, 5. That looks okay. That's 2 elites, a shop, and enough unknowns that we'll get a spicy build. I like Grave Blast more than I like either of these two. Because it doesn't care about his size. So I think Calcify is... Oh, and we're back. All right. Act 3, Game 3, for all the marbles. This is super slow. But a Johnny, Speaker, Ice Till. Yeah, a Johnny, Speaker for Grist, do thing. If this was Ocelot Pride, y'all know I was just about to rage out. This feels like it's getting countered. So I think setting up for the Ice Till is how we can win this game. So I'm going to play the Monstrosity. And we'll start perfect. Because I'd like to be able to pitch a land and then play it back with Ice Till. But now we can just play land, Ice Till, Portico, and then the Speaker can pitch it later. Like, this might get the tap target. We need an answer for everything on board. Oh, that's cute. So how do I answer this? Do we try and race? They're hitting in for removing 2 counters. So 3, 6, 9, 10 next turn. I can block 2 of it. So if I hit a land with Ice Till, or if I mill over another land, we can do that. But Formidable Speaker, mill Deathclaw is kind of where we need to be. So if we need to get there, we have to Ice Till this turn. There's no cute line where we can Formidable Speaker, put it in, and then Emperor. Ugh, that's killer. So I can hold this back as a blocker. So we've got 2 looks at a land. If we do, we can play the Monstrosity, which kills the guide. And then I can hold back the Monstrosity. So right now I'm killing a token. Giver, I need this now then. Yeah, I think I'm cooked. Yeah, the memory lapse put us just a turn behind, not being able to deploy out, not seeing our cradle. So the play draw really got us here. Bummer. So I think our deck is set up pretty well. They are aggressive enough that I'm considering Arwen, and these blink removal things are reasonable in their deck because they have no removal. But I think confidant is not where I want to be. Oh yeah, King Cow, you know it. We started off with a pack one, pick one Gaia's Cradle, and then I wasn't sure if white was open, if black was open, and then I got a grist, and I was like, ooh, grist is too good. And so it's really a light splash black for Overlord Grist. I think that's clunky, but these are good. Hey, Kling Klang, that's your worst pun yet. Um, yeah, we were talking about the Quandrix command. It is now fully spoiled. So after this, we'll fire off a new cube draft. Wandering Emperor just seems so good. What am I cutting for it? Okay, slower but on the play. This seems fine. It's the fourth land for Ice Till, and we've got Elspeth after Jack Rabbit. I'll keep a land. Thank you, my friend. It's good to have you back. So if we do a mini rabbit here, we can Ice Till Portico next turn. Opponent's deck is solid. I'm excited for the Springheart Nantuko on an ice till. I don't think we get it. Something's gonna die. No, Phage is just coming back. That's okay. Because Phage is mana 3 or greater. Cool. It's wild that Phage is legal when Uro is not. Like that cannot be correct. I was like, wait a minute, I can't copy that, can I? No. Yeah, it seems like it should, because everything in EDH is uh, landfall or tokens. Just what does it look like if I let this live? The lingering flying is insane. I goofed. I had yielded to the trigger earlier, and I had the ability to change it, so I didn't care. And so I goofed there. That is bad. Elspeth has taken 2 she shouldn't have. I should have another creature and my mana sink. Ah, shoot. That could cost us the whole thing. So if they block 2, they block this 9, they take that 10. Or suppose they trade these 2 in. I still have one of each. Yep. Oh, I forgot I could keep playing. I don't think I need to mill out. I had 3 additional land drops. I am not playing at my best. Sorry, guys. Interesting. Okay. Any changes? I was wrong about the removal. Turncoat is coming out. That feels like a good swap. Okay. Yeah. This works. This is good. Hex Drinker is the early pressure we need to set them back. It'll likely eat removal, but Phyrexian Tower fueled by the Nantuko, like this feels okay. Pilgrim is better. So I'm going to lead on the Formidable Speaker. Because we're choked on green, that seems good. And now I can play Hexdrinker, hopefully start Nantukoing. But that would have found me grist, and that would have made me happy. All of their creatures are so good. This is not good enough for me to oust. So I held the plains, and that was a reasonable play. Hitting the forest there was so clutch because we get the second salvager. So the right might have been a little bit of a overextend. I I question my opponent's modes on that card if they do not have balance or wrath here. So what are their forced blocks? This is lethal? Because they have to block this and both of these. So this is just lethal? Cool. All right. That felt good. That was not a great deck, but it's good enough, I guess. So let's hop into another and see if we can't. Hey, Richard. Yes, indeed. So we'll hop in, and then we'll be kind of pushing our luck to finish. But we had just started to Slay the Spire, and then for Clang Clang, the full spoiler list is out on Scryfall. New Planeswalker, fairly exciting. A lot of the adventure cards, which is fine. Have you seen all of the... Where are the lessons? Oh, these are beautiful, but the paradigm lessons are insane. All right. Yeah, Paradigm is epic the same way that Discover is Cascade. And I think that Wizards gets on the sauce too much. Sometimes they'll say something like, oh, well, sometimes when you cascaded, you had a spell that you didn't want to cast. So he fixed it so you can put it into your hand instead. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Cascade did not need to get better. Like, there are decks built around abusing this cascade mechanic that are too good. Like, stop it. So I think that the paradigm needs to have a negative cost. Like, I was trying to make it like, oh, you can pay the mana for it. But it's just like, nah, nah, you're good. This is just another thing that you can't interact with that chooses the thing. But like, it's going to really change the power level and casual tables of cards like all the rule law effects. Because you either have to cast an instant before it resolves or it shuts you out forever. And so I'm curious what that looks like. Me being the sick and twisted person I am, have played epic spells in Commander, unironically, and then I have played them in Commander with Hive Mind because I like to have my fun. But it looks like we're waiting for a few people, so let's see if we can squeeze in a run. And we're going back and forth between Grave Blast and Rattle. And Osti is actually a trick. We can use him to get through. And if that's the case, maybe we go for the all Osti attack and we'll take the Calcify because we've got the big bad from level 1. I like Graveborn so much though. I like Bone Brew. If Osti's attacking, I don't need Doom. I don't want Drains. I'm going to skip here. I guess Negative Pulse is curious. What do you upgrade to? 6. I'm not excited about it. It's probably responsible. I think we can deal with a curse. I hate these guys. This Negative Pulse looks real good, though. I love Death's Door. Oh. Eight? Is it worth 9? I don't think it's worth 9. And then do I skip a random to get a heal? That seems right. I hate this guy. I just heard a thing. I thought we started. It does not look like that is the case. There it is. We will figure this one out in a minute. Our draft just fired, and we are draft 2, go. Interesting. There's a couple of good cards here. Show and Tell and Displacer Kitten definitely get taken in first round, but Flame of Anor might not. So I'm pretty enticed by this Tameo Moonfolk Wizard. Malevolent Rumble plus Metamorphic Fanatic. This wheels take this pick 1. Seems pretty good. And then Portal to Phyrexia is insane. But I think Tameo is just the best card we can choose right off the bat. This means we need to pick high interaction and high card draw. Pack 2 Mox. That's awesome. It's better than Force. And Phage, Caracas, Force. Wow. Yeah. That'll work. Lands, zeros, ones. Okay. Kaito. Maybe we are off-color white Mox because Bowmaster's Kaito seems pretty good. I think Bowmasters is the better card in the blind because it is one of the best cards ever printed. It is removal, interaction, threat, and Kaido is a little high in the sky. We always want low stuff, and it's hard to get better than Bowmasters on value. Jace, also good value, low cost. Fatal Push, I'm pretty high on. So right now I'm looking at Jace, and then Damn, and Fatal Push. I think it is Jace, and I am sad about Fatal Push. But Tameo, Jace, Bowmasters being our early game seems really good. Jace Master of Death is super cute. I like that. I am not excited about anything else other than Treasure Cruise, which does turn on Tameo. So Treasure Cruise, Soul Guide, Master of Death being my 3. Like Treasure Cruise probably doesn't make it, but Soul Guide and Master might. And then Glenelyndra's fine, but ooh, Super Shredder is interesting. Because Clues leave the battlefield, Tameo leaves the battlefield, Jace leaves the battlefield. This is an interesting card. It wheeled last time, but there are no other black cards in the pack other than the Golgari. Is this better than Jace? There's no way. Jace has to be it. And now we are a blue-black control-y style deck. This would be nice, though. I wish I got Jace then this. Like, if we were able to get Jace over Treasure Cruise, that's probably better. This is probably the correct pick, but you're not going to catch me passing a Jace. Thought Scour is the kind of card we're looking for. Baleful Strix, Douthie, also insane. I think the incremental value on Strix being in both of our colors is better. But Douthie is Graveyard Hate. And we were looking at that. There's a smaller chance then that Strix will wheel, but not with Kato and Strix. Cavero gives us an interesting angle we can take the deck in. Like a 4/4 Bowmasters, a 4/4 Douthie. Or we have Fabled Passage with Jace. I think the fixing in Fabled Passage is better than Cavero. I don't think I want it. Great. Obsessive Pursuit plus Tameo seems better to me than the Metamorphosis Metamorphic. This guy. So I'm in on a Pursuit. I'm okay for Troll. Trop on a fetch spec is interesting. And Chromatic Star is mana fixing, looting, Tameoing. Yeah, so it's either one of these two. I think I'm going to take Troll. Now we'll take the Star. Starting Town seems pretty good. Zagoth Triome, also decent. I don't think we want Wistfulness. I mean, Wistfulness on 2 triggers Tameo. And then we definitely want Dam. There's the Master of Death. Plain Swamp Forest, not us. We're probably not playing it. It is likely too cute. Are we more likely to be Grixis or Sultai? I am more likely to be Sultai. Alright. So blue-red did not wheel. So the VV is somebody's dream. We can crush it. Spell Pierce seems good. Gristlebrand with Jace. Well, with Bowmasters, Gristlebrand is something I would like to play against. So I'm looking at Spell Pierce, him. Spell Pierce or him? Maybe a Spell Bomb, but I think a Spell Pierce is where I'm trying to go. Protect Tameo, protect Jace, protect Douthie. Like, a little bit of blue helps. Yeah, but Tameo, attack, Wistfulness, like, that feels pretty good. We are setting up for more of a graveyard deck. Ooh, I like a Washi Tong. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. We just passed a couple of things. Brainstorm, Tutors, Dismembers. There's a lot of good stuff in here. I think I want Washi Tong. I'm fine with either of these two, and we don't have anything going for Soul Cauldron yet. This Chromatic Star likely doesn't make the cut. Oh boy. There's that Thopter Foundry that baited our other opponent. We can do both Washi Tongs. Actually, Washi Tong plus Jace. That might be too cute. Is this too cute? You know, just me casually asking chat, is this too cute? Smolder. Yeah, we'll do double Washi Tong. The only Fairy Mastermind is better, but this is a blue removal spell, and we are trying to tempo out our opponents. So we'll do it for the memes. Worst case, we wasted 100 ticks. Damnation and Miscalc. Interesting. I think I am in for Damnation over Miscalc, but will take highly the next counter spell I see. Night's Whisper, Profs. I like Profs, I like Shelldock. I like Night's Whisper a little bit. I think Night's Whisper plays into the Tameo plan so well. Proft might wheel. Shelldock Isle probably doesn't. I'll miss that. But we are so good at flipping Tameo with Pursuit, Whisper, Jace, Wistful, Jace, Washitong. Oh, the Flash Washitong flip Tameo. Oof. Interesting. So Tidebinder feels like the kind of threat tempo we are looking for. Grief is a very powerful card too, though. Interesting. Is it Tidebinder or Grief? We are doing so much at Flash that like tapping out for Grief doesn't feel as good. So Necroglaive, we will have a lot of creatures. We are looting and milling. It will be big, but this Lockmare has been impressive every time I've seen it. And we've finally drawn our deck. Sweet. Nobody picked up Vivi? Wow. I don't think that we have enough creatures for a Phyrexian Tower to work, but it does work with Pursuit. So I will play a colorless land for the slight upside. Carnage Interpretator, sure. Is it better than Cauldron? Yeah, I'm going to take Cauldron on the spec. Not that I want it for Graveyard Hate, King Cow. Fate Seal Synergy. Well, yeah, this Jace helps flip Tameo. The Brainstorm Synergy is, I think, what I was talking about earlier. Mindstone might help us get up to 4, is probably better than the spec on Thopter Foundry, but I do like it. Oh, that is cute. I didn't even get there. Yeah, so whenever one or more cards are put into a library, make 2/1/1s. You're saying I can Fate Seal away the thing that I picked, which is super cute. Prof's wheeling is great. You know what's wild? We already have cuts, and it's pack 2. So Master of Death, I think I want. These I don't. And our goal is to draw as many cards as possible. So that's 3. We're down to 21. Ooh, I might actually run a Bloodghast. So those are my maybe no's, which puts me at 20 cards. Jeez. This looks like to be a higher draft section of a vintage cube, so we'll see if this deck gets there. Because if we don't have a Tamiyo or a Bowmaster run the way, we'll lose to like our deck from last time easy. Yeah, between Pursuit and Profs, it feels like we're just going to be making anything gigantic. Maybe Wistfulness is too much. Man, we are. It is wild that we have another pack. Soul Ring is fine. It's better than Mind Stone. And I'm passing up on Time Warp. Sink into Stupor might be the pick over Time Warp, but yeah. We want the mana, the clues cost mana, the Soul Ring's great. Force, Inquisition, Underground Sea, I want them all. Like, I know I said I was going to take counter spells, but I think I want Underground Sea more than Force. Because we've got a lot of double black, double blue, triple blue pips. And 2 off-color lands. Deceit. Now there's a card. Yeah, that's the pick. Archon, Kappa, Chain, Occult. Ooh, Occult is probably right. Lutri is cute. I think Lutri for the side is good. It is a late game mana sink if we have not drawn sufficient cards. But Archon, Bitter Bloom, a lot of these are tough. This is good. This is also good. That is good. So we'll take the mana fixing. We've got some removal already. Oh, Fallen Shinobi. That is... Is that the ESPN guy? Red shirt? Yeah, I think Fallen Shinobi is the pick here. Overlord seems pretty nice too. But we have enough evasive stuff. Oh, and a Lily? I don't know that we need Thoracle. Oh my god. Our lane is open. Cut down, Urborg, Planosphere. Like I don't want to make cuts means that I can take Urborg. Cut down would be nice to protect. I'm going to be lazy and take the Urborg. And now I get a sink. Mountain, Plain, Swamp, Plains, Island, Forest. Yeah. I want none of these, and I am most afraid of this one. Hate drafting. Love that. Interesting. 14, 15. I don't think this hits well enough, but it is two bodies. This is also two bodies. This is two better bodies. Bitterbloom Bearer. Awesome. That's kind of what we're in the mood for. Our cuts are going to suck. Or making cuts is going to suck. Seven. So two cuts from here. With Soul Ring Mox, are we low enough that I can run 16 lands? Some of those pendants are, especially the ones that they have that are the rules experts. I don't know sports very well. And so I watch a thing, and there's a guy, and he's saying something, and I'm like, okay, so this must be the rule. And then they are wrong so often. The football ones, I think, are the hardest because each game matters so much more. So if I run 16 with that, I've got 10 bonus. I have one cut. Maybe it's bone shards. Great. And because we have the Urborg, I'm going to pump the islands. All right. I'm just going to do a time check quickly, and I'll be right back. All right. Hopefully our opponents play quickly. Oh yeah, plus the Lutri. Oh, this deck is fun. Does Lutri change anything for bone shards? I don't think so. And get the tunes back. This is great. Oh yeah, because this is 16 plus sync. So that's 18 lands. So I'll cut the extra island, and now we're back. Okay. Seance. Transform into a soul. I like that. Thins out some of the junk. If Osti is alive, he deals 9 damage. I gain block. Ooh. 9 damage to all enemies and 9 block is nice. But you were hyped about Seance. I'm in for it. The background arrow keys. Wait, what is Boo? What is the... Interesting. There's like a cheat code. Is that what Cecil, you've got? Oh, okay. All right. What am I doing? Oh, I like this. This was fun. We're kind of going into a Doom thing. Actually, Capture Spirit, we could be doing a Souls thing. Yeah, if we're going in for the Souls, I like Capture Spirit. Yeah. I'm in for that. We'll get rid of one of our bonus blocks. It feels like having a right hand will work. My energy is hidden right behind the camera, so I should have done that better. What is this doing back? Two. And how I didn't get Pulse or the good defend? Ugh. I don't think we're getting out of this one, guys. but we might get out of this one. I won the die roll. I would like to play first. I would like to reveal a cat. This seems good. So do we just grief because we've got the... Hey, Brooch, good to see you. Thank you. That really means a lot to me. I work with such a good team that so far, yeah, we're 3-0 on the day. We had a, pretty anemic Green Sun Zenith, or Green Sun, Gaia's Cradle deck, and we were able to take it to the bank. So do we grief pitching Bitterbloom Bearer because our next 2 turns are decided? We get to know what our opponent's on. They already milled to 6. Cool. So we can try and screw them completely and take the bauble. And that seems like the best plan. Because they need a second mana and 2 turns to get in. But Fractured Identity is going to be something to worry about. And we will crack these off immediately to play around the Fairy Mastermind. But Fairy Mastermind is, like, these are all 3 scary cards. So what happened there is super subtle, and I think it's just play pattern is they knew where I was going to make the clue, so they put it in before instead of waiting till my end step and letting me cast the clue in response. But because we top decked the removal, we got ahead of it, and that is really important for our game plan. Thank you, guys. I'm not great at compliments, but I appreciate you guys being here. The kind words mean so much. When I get occasionally I will get a comment that warms me so much, I will screenshot it and send it to my mother. So if you guys are responsible for those, it really does mean a lot. I'm running 15 lands plus one MDFC and one Moxen. I'm going to spell pierce this. Breakfast at Tiffany's. I wonder if I could get them to counter Washitong. I think they will. Well, I think they have to. And then this feeds into Fractured Identity, so I can play Resolve and Bounce with Jace, and then they can draw as many cards as they'd like. Oh, I suppose it's only two, and because this is second main, they have to have... But my life total is low enough that this is now draw an extra card. This being the creature is rough. Like, this can be a Fractured Identity, but at this point, I don't even care if Tamio goes. Actually, like half of our threats are shut off too because we do need double black. So I think this is Jace, bounce Emery, attack Tezzeret. And my goal is now to mill them out. All right, yeah, the mill plan is real. I think that is honestly how I need to win. I have 8 turns, and they are drawing 2 cards a turn, so they die before I do. So this has to be fractured on Jace. They're not gonna. I don't know what they're doing with Jace. It does suck that it gets exiled because this treasure cruise has been taunting me too. Oh, I should pull out my companion. If we win this, it's going to be because I feel smart about that spell pierce. Because we have Thoracle, so Jace and Thoracle are both. So they don't have fractured identity anymore. So this Jace is not a problem unless they have snap. But they are the ones who have force for sure. So they've got force and force because we passed them both. I don't think we saw it. But like being able to clip the Fairy Mastermind feels great. Like everything we've done has put us in a good position. We've drawn pretty poorly, but we've drawn enough cards that I think we've gotten out of it. So the thing I am most worried about now is a that's not good. This is a wild game. I've enjoyed this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is for. Okay. Yeah, I think we have to put some pain on Jace, and then we'll flip Tamio, which gives us 3 adjacent mana, so we want to leave up as much as possible. So what I'm worried about is the Tidebinder being our inevitable downfall. We drew the wrong damnation. Yeah, this Jace is going to get them there. Bummer. We just needed one more turn. Actually, it's the Obsessive Pursuit. We never needed any of these clues. Oh, I thought they attacked Tamio for a second. So I like what we did. Yeah, so 15, 16, 17 lands plus Soul Ring. So just kind of an unfortunate sequence of having 3 of our 4. Oh, we drew all of our 4 drops and our 5 drop. Yeah, that was just a tough one. But now we're on the play. We were on the play last time too. Huh? They are doing some graveyard stuff. Do I care? I don't. Thinking back, every decision that the opponent made was correct, which is cool and good for them. Yeah, like I'm sitting here going, oh, if I had only drawn another land 6 turns earlier, like, yeah, but we tried to screw our opponent on mana. They didn't. Like, they played into the one thing that they knew about, or they didn't play around the one thing they didn't know about that we top decked. Like, they did a good job. I think that if we drew this third of our deck or that third of our deck, that game has a different outcome. This is risky. I don't think I can keep this. I will keep this. And I'll send back Island. Because I always get flooded. You know, it always feels like I have too much mana all the time, no matter what. Welcome back, Tuscan. I think that first one was a trap. Turn 1 Soul Ring is really hard to throw back, though. And I was like, okay, well, I can buy Lutri, I can get Lutri, and I'm like, but I can't cast Lutri and bounce, and it just, this is a better, or this hand gives us a better shot of winning. Our chances of winning have gone down. That was nice. Okay, so what I did there was intentional because I intend to play this Douthie and then take a hit. And so I need some life. I do not want you to draw a card. And my hits are Ugin. I got Ugin. Oh, that's not nice. This is not nice. Playing around the No More Lies just all game feels good. Hitting 2 lands while they're mana screwed feels nice. Kind of a nice change of pace. I feel like we've got this game. Yeah, that's what I was just going. Opponent has. This is game 2, so they need to win this and one more. Or they need to win this or concede and save time. Like Shorkai, I don't think does it here. Grim Monolith, all right. Teferi might help. Oh, interesting. Third from the top. So they surveil 2 and draw it, and then they can cast it in a few turns? Sure. I'm still targeting them with Jace. Yeah, Jace is dead to grief this turn. One top, one bottom. So you can draw a card. And now the top card is on top, second, third. The top card now is the dude, or is Ugin. So we're milling you. There's Ugin. Yeah, if I'm them, I'm conceding to save time. Actually, I'm conceding to save time when Red Shirt said it earlier. I will continue to play this game as long as you want. That's what, 5, 9, 12. That's one shy. Cool. Yeah, I think they were trying to eat a minute off of my clock too, which, I did lose some time. I think I am off Knight's Whisper and in on Bone Shards. I think we have such good card advantage that I'm willing to trade 1 for 1. Because answering Teferi is important, and we don't have anything else that'll do that. That was a good mulligan on our part. This card seems great. They must have been thrilled when we pitched it to Grief. I suppose we did get pretty lucky on the Ugin flip that drew us 3 cards, gained us 9 life, and took care of 2 of their permanents like that. That I think we should reflect on being luckier than good. I don't know about this one, chat. What if we never see a land? That seems to be how we operate. This seems great. They figured out that they have no time. They're playing very snappy now. Man, play draw. What are you doing telling them stuff? Well, I got a bad feeling about this one. Yeah, I mean, I need a damnation through a soft counter. Yeah, the only way I've got it is if they tap out. Or timeout, sorry. Maybe they don't have another counter spell? Wouldn't that be nice? I don't think it's possible. Oh, that would be nice. Well, that changes the whole equation. Okay, that changes a little bit of an equation. One, two, five, nine. Okay, so we have two options. We can be a good guy, or we can moto time him out, because Spirit Token gets in untapped, steals the coveted jewel, and then I can overload Dam. Oh, shouldn't have done that if this was my plan. Oh, geez, I sequenced like an idiot. I should have dismembered that, and so we won't make them go through it. We will end it there. That is me celebrating early and not using dismember, letting them draw the Teferi. There's a couple of errors in that. But opponent had a pretty cool deck. They played very well game one, and we just got a little unlucky with the draws there. Mostly being on the draws, because if we had gotten a Voidwalker or Jace in under the counterspell mana drain, then there's no shot they win. But we'll let them have this. We won't waste any more time. And I think that we'll call the stream shortly after. Bummer. All right, quick, find somebody to raid. Oh, sorry. YouTube folks, thanks for tuning in. We'll finish the sleigh on another run, but kind of a crummy way to go out there. It'll work. I will see you fine YouTube folks next time, and for you stream folks,